Chapter 3. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. A laser beam is a state of coherent light in which all the light waves align and cease to impinge upon themselves. Said light waves may be likened to a collective group of energy vectors, which, when perfectly aligned, cease to lose a portion of their aggregate energy due to internal friction. Conceiving mental energy in a similar fashion, perfect alignment of mental energy vectors would necessarily yield the mental equivalent of a laser beam, and thus produce a perfectly coherent state of mind, a unified condition of consciousness, in which internal non-alignment, friction, and energy loss no longer arise. Self-transcendent is the unified field of pure awareness I am. I am alive, to the degree I am, consciously aware of being. Life may be defined as the degree I am aware of being conscious. It is only when I am consciously present that I know I am. One relatively conscious of being aware is self-ignorant. My awareness of being here in the first place is fundamental. In the still silence of pure awareness I am, born into being. Declaring I am indicates conscious knowledge of being present. Technically defined, I am a radiant sense of pure awareness. Pure awareness wed to limitless sensation gives birth to being. Pure awareness is the essential nature of all conscious being. Pure awareness of being consciously present is the ground of all. Awakened one is a transconceptual state of pure awareness. To be distracted from the present moment is being dead to life. Fixated on form, I forget myself as the underlying field. The very moment I forget being present, I am unconscious. What distracts you from being consciously aware brings death to your life. Man's option to be perfectly self-aware is seldom exercised. Most men are missing the joy of being aware here in the first place. If you aren't aware of present circumstance, you are unconscious. Relative thinking involves a lack of present-minded awareness. The only constant is the knowledge I am now, conscious of being. The only thing that ever really matters is the knowledge I am. The knowledge I am is what gives life its substance, meaning, and purpose. Relative states of the knowledge I am imply an absolute one. Mental ignorance of the light of awareness causes all darkness. A mental mirror which absorbs light will project darkness in its place. The light of conscious awareness I am is all. The rest is darkness. The light of being, consciously aware, is how I know that I am. I am not fully aware of being conscious. I only think so. I am that by which I know I am conscious of present existence. I am that by which I presently know I am consciously aware. I as I think must be absent for I as I am to be present. The dawning light of pure awareness I am is the ground of being. Intellect reflects the pure light of awareness in relative ways. As a subjective field of conscious awareness, I have no limits. Attending to this, to the exclusion of that, fragments awareness. Nothing but I as I am can ever make me completely happy. To be anything other than I am is to be nothing at all. One's potential to be is limited only by self-ignorance. An awakened one is absolutely aware of being present. Ignorance of the creative nature of mind is why I suffer. Self-referencing states of consciousness beget endless suffering. Self-reflective thoughts of being never transcend their own partialness. Thinking and knowing are mutually exclusive states of awareness. Absorption in self-centered thought is not the same as self-awareness. The sacred nature of conscious awareness is presently ignored. The seminal thought of conscious awareness is the one that I am. The essence of all is the awareness I am, conscious of being. Manifestation is a process of thinking life into being. I am what I think is the principle on which existence is based. What you entertain in conscious awareness will express in the flesh. Conscious attention objectifies subjective states of awareness. I am a field of awareness that entertains relative matters. I am a central referent of consciousness, locally aware. A pre-reflective state of conscious awareness is fundamental. Relative thinking is a particle state of the knowledge I am. The only constant in life is our awareness of being conscious. The single constant in daily existence is the knowledge I am. When everything that comes into consciousness goes, I am all that's left. The only thing that never really changes is the fact that I am. Breadth of vision is limited only by one's mental focal length. To see something from an absolute perspective requires selflessness. Learning to see from an infinite perspective beyond mental space. An absolute state of mind and consciousness is beyond conception. Like glasses misplaced on my head, I already have what I'm seeking. The game is won by discovering who I am before time runs out. The circle comes full when the center embraces its circumference. As a subjective field of awareness itself, I have no limit. All that I can see, feel, taste, touch, smell, or think is other than I am. Loving someone to death means that I die to my own self-absorption. The acorn evolves into an oak tree based on an involved pattern. How am I to bridge the conceptual gap between subject and object? One's thought of being consciously aware is the ground of existence. The knowledge I am is the hub around which all mental concepts spin. The pure subjective awareness I am contracts and expands at will. I've potential for infinitely expanded knowledge of being. That which I center conscious attention on I worship and treasure. Worshipping no God other than myself is a dangerous premise. Divine awareness crucifies itself on the matrix of matter. Called to sacrifice myself as a center of conscious attention. All is attended to fulfill one's absolute potential to be. The fundamental intention of existence is self-awareness. Life's intention is to increase the collective awareness of all. Man is called to know the one in the heart of all and realize the truth. Incipiently blind to the pure joy of being, fully self-aware. Mostly overlooked is the pure joy of being, consciously aware. Pure awareness of, being consciously present, brings absolute joy. The joy of being, consciously aware I am, is all that I seek. A wave is at one with the ocean in the way. I am one with all. Beyond relative, comprehension abides the underlying one. Sine wave cycling, sequential peaks and valleys, flatlining silence. Perfect knowledge lies in being that which I am, without taking thought. Can a negative premise truly produce a positive result? To be anything, the first thing I must be is consciously aware. Being consciously present in every moment is abundant life. Believing myself to be other than I am causes suffering. Representations of reality are not real. They only seem so. Man's potential to be consciously aware is limited by thought. Life seen as being separate and apart is a self-projection. Destined to become fully aware of being, consciously present. Thinking myself to be other than I am is my biggest problem. I must let go of everything I am not to realize who I am. A divine glimpse of the true nature of being, consciously aware. Thinking of myself and being self-aware are alternate states. Relative thinking misses the point of being that I myself am. Egocentric thought depends on self-reflective states of awareness. Thinking relative creates mental space between oneself and others. A mind narrowly focused loses both perspective and higher context. Thinking relative sets me up as a central, referent of all. To think is to be relatively unconscious of being aware. Relative thinking partializes awareness and divides being. Awareness becomes nonlinear when I stop relative thought. Entertaining personal sense of being apart is lonely. The uncertainty relative thinking creates occasions all fear. Partial perspectives project relative limits on conscious being. Born to transcend the relative nature of self-referencing thought. Thinking of myself short-circuits the natural flow of awareness. The absolute joy of pure awareness is damned by carnal concepts. Paying attention contracts the field of conscious awareness I am. Ignorance results from a lack of attention to being present. I am a point of self-reference in a field of pure awareness. The knowledge I am now bridges the gap between thinking and feeling. Ever-growing fields of self-knowledge expanding to full awareness. Born to expand the light of conscious awareness beyond conception. Life is the degree to which I am consciously aware of being.